I thought about that dirty wheel all night last night. And when I woke up, that was the first thing I thought about was this beautiful chrome shiny bike and that filthy back wheel. But it's 35 degrees out, which means it's like 130 degrees below zero in here. And it's not going to warm up till tomorrow. But I probably will be out here tomorrow, saddlebags back off, bike jacked up, and I will get in there and clean that wheel. So while I'm sitting here staring at my bike, let me tell you a few quick stories. This is like a one-of-a-kind paint job, okay? And the paint job on this, the lady who originally bought this went from the dealer to this specialized paint shop. And his name is Joe Paradise, and Refried Dreams with a Z. Refried Dreams with a Z is his custom paint shop in Shreveport. Well, you know, it's one of a kind. The paint is one of a kind, you know, custom mixed. The design, see how the pinstripes flow? You know, one of a kind. Well, anyway, this paint job is what drew my attention at first to the bike. And they, you know, through the process of buying this, the guy in the back who came out to explain, oh no, that's right, they took me to the back and showed me how to run they call it the boom box, this here. It's kind of a silly name, but it's, you know, got your maps and your navigation and your phone and CB and all that kind of stuff. And of course, I didn't remember any of it because it takes me a long time to figure out technology. Anyway, they let me know who painted this. And I remembered the name, Joe Paradise, because they were pretty proud of the fact that he once worked there. And I believe he did the paint and body work for them at the Harley dealership and then opened his own shop. So anyway, flash forward, how many years? This is 16, so 6 years down the road, I buy it. And I put a picture of this polished and cleaned on my Facebook page. And who finds my motorcycle of all the millions and millions of people on Facebook and leaves a comment about glad it's in good hands? And it was Joe Paradise. And to be sure it was him, I clicked on his name and it took me to Refried Dreams website, Facebook page. And anyway, what a small freaking world. I told him I just, you know, loved the paint job and I fell in love with the color. And anyway, just had a few words back and forth. And he said he was glad it was in somebody's hands that appreciated it. So that's an interesting small world kind of story. And then I told the story in yesterday's video where I was waxing and polishing. I told the story about this local pizza place here hustling people for tips on their website, where you go on their website and you create your pizza and then you check out. And this guy has automatically added a tip to your total without even asking you. And I left a comment on their Facebook page, and we had a long discussion of what's right and wrong. And his final answer was, well, Pizza Hut does it. And I said, well, using your 5-year-old logic, if Pizza Hut makes people sweep the parking lot before they'll let them have their pizza, is that what you're going to do? That's 5-year-old logic. I said, it's creepy, it's wrong, and hustling people unknowingly, just adding a tip to their final checkout price is just dirty business. And he deleted the entire conversation we had. I don't blame him. It's a disgusting thing to do. It's a really bad business practice. So I have been to places that I will not go back to because of their constant tip pimping, tip hustling. You know, when you got to put a tip jar out and a big sign on it that says tips are appreciated, or tipping is not a place in China, and not a city in China, and you're constantly reminding people who are paying a lot of money for a product or a service, and then you want them to pay more money because you're working for chump change. I don't mind tipping waitresses. And if I have like a pizza delivered, I am more than happy to tip the person that brought me the pizza. But I don't want to have to pay Doughboy's Pizza, his employees working inside his shop. I don't want to have to pay their salary because he's too cheap to bump their hourly pay up a couple of bucks an hour. When you go to McDonald's, you don't pay the people that put your hamburger together a tip, or Burger King. I mean, no other place, Taco Bell, no other fast food joint does it. So anyway, my wife and I, we ride our motorcycles for the first time ever up to Jefferson, Texas. That was back in 2006. And we went to so many places that had these tip suggestions and how much you should tip and how much of a tip is appreciated. And we even went on this horse carriage ride around the town. And right there, facing every passenger, is this big handwritten sign telling you how much tips are appreciated and the driver takes tips and all that. I hate being hustled for tips, and we never went back. Now, we drive through Jefferson. And, I've gone to the gun show there. And so a year later, my wife and I, we ride our bikes up to Hot Springs. I love Hot Springs. It's a beautiful little town. It's close. It's only 3-hour drive from here. And you got 2 mountains you can ride up and look out over it's beautiful countryside. Every place we went into, every ride we took, including the ducks. If you don't know what the ducks are, it's these like World War I or II, I think they're World War II, amphibious troop carrying vehicles that they've turned into tourist attractions. And they'll take you for a short tour around town, and then they will drive down to the lake and drive in the water and go out and make a big circle and come back. And every seat, everywhere you turned your head, there was a sign begging you for a freaking tip. Every restaurant you went into, places that you just couldn't imagine be hustling you for a freaking tip had these signs up. It's disgusting for people to grovel, and that's what I feel like it is. If you're not making enough without having a grovel for tips, then get another job. It's not my job to pay your salary. When I go in there and spend $10 on a cheeseburger, I don't expect to have to pay the cook $5. You know what I mean? It's just wrong. It's disgusting. It's creepy. It's a bad feeling. And that's my opinion. Anyway, that's what I wanted to talk about. And today is Super Bowl Sunday. My God, I'm so cold I can hardly hold on to this phone. My fingers are numb. There was one other thing. Damn it, there was something else. It was really important. Give me a minute. I was going to go down to my garage and clean that back wheel today, Sunday, but I'm not. Today, I'm taking a day off from everything. As a matter of fact, I'm off my diet, and I just went and picked up a pizza, and on the receipt, it offers me, do I want to give them a tip on the receipt? I've just started seeing this. I'm really put out with this tip thing. I really believe if people are not making enough on their job. I'm not talking about waitresses. I'm not talking about a cab driver, if you tip a cab driver. I'm talking about things you've never tipped before, like fast food joints. I don't like it one bit. And I hope this is not the wave of the future, rather than employers paying their people a livable wage. Let me stop. I am willing to pay more for my food in exchange for employers paying their people a livable wage. I don't think you should have to leave your house for $8 an hour, which is nonsense. You can't afford to keep a car and have insurance on it and put gas in it at $8 an hour, or even 10. So I'm 100% willing to pay far more for my fast food in exchange for them paying people a decent wage. I do not want to be hustled or pressured or hornswoggled. Yes, I said hornswoggled. Into tipping people. I don't like that kind of pressure, and it's just not right to place. I know I went over the road, but there's a gigantic hole there. This road, they just resurfaced it, and it's already bad again. Another big hole. God, Louisiana, you suck. Anyway, it ain't my responsibility to make sure people are making enough money when they take a menial job like making pizzas. So there you go. Anyway, what I was going to tell you, I'm not going down to my shop to polish that, but I am going to go down to my shop to put my wife's Valentine's Day gift together. And I got something a little different. Okay, many years ago, my wife, she had kind of a tough childhood, and she never had an Easter. They didn't do Christmas. They didn't do birthdays. And we were just married, and I had just taught her how to drive a truck, and we were at White's truck stop on Interstate 81 in Rafine, Virginia, sitting at the table eating when she told me that it was Easter. That day was Easter. And she told me that she had never had an Easter basket her whole life. So I told her I had to go to the bathroom. I'd be right back. And I went into the truck stop. And you know them little paper trays that they put like a hot dog or two in, or maybe an order of French fries? I got one of them, and I bought all sorts of little bits and pieces of candy. And I got a card. And I went out to the truck, and I laid it on the bed in the truck. And I wrote, "The Easter Bunny loves you very much." And I came back into the restaurant and finished eating, and we paid for our meal, and I think she liked it. I won't go. There's Eddie. Hey, Eddie. Boy, Eddie is looking bad. My God. That used to be the young man, he's exactly my age. He used to work for Bev, but he started stealing stuff from her, and we had to let him go. Anyway, I'm doing something a little different this year for Valentine's Day. And when I get down to my garage where I'm going to put this together, I'll tell you about the Pampers. Okay. So let me tell you the significance of the Pampers. And it's probably not funny to anybody but me and my wife. A while back, and I can't remember, we were in a store somewhere, and there was a lady in there on the phone to who we can only assume was the father of the child or the baby daddy. And she was mad, and she kept telling him, I don't know if you'll be able to hear me over that stupid train. She kept telling him, "You better bring me my Pampers. I told you I need Pampers. You better bring me some Pampers." Over and over and over and over. And to the point where it was funny because she was yelling it, "You better bring my Pampers." So the last few months, my wife and I have been sort of joking about, like, if I get up out of the chair to go do something, she'll say, what you going to do? I say, "I'm going to go get your Pampers." And, we've just been kind of getting a laugh out of it. So here's what I'm going to do. Now, this is not your normal Valentine's Day. This is a smorgasbord. She likes cashews, but we can't afford them, so we don't buy them. Let me go throw this away so I can get it out of the way. what I'm going to do is open the bottom of this carefully. I will never buy DeWalt razor blades, utility blades again. It's the cheapest junk I've ever bought. I don't want to make it obvious that this is anything but Pampers. So, it's been so long since I've bought Pampers, I don't even know how they're in there. Tight, I guarantee you. Oh, okay, they go all the way to the bottom. So what I'll do is leave a few on the inside and a few on the outside. And then I'm going to put all this candy in there. And like I said, this is probably only funny to me and her, but you had to be there to see how mad that lady was and how funny it was, her yelling about Pampers over and over and over. I might have to pull more than just a couple out. Oh. Good Lord. Where is the end? God Lord, I can't believe this. I can't even tell if that's the end or not. Who knows? Isn't that ridiculous? Probably has directions on here exactly how you're supposed to do it. It's probably simple, but who reads directions? All right, let's just see if it goes that way. Brad, you're a dumbass. Tape has got you stumped. All right. I should have put the card in there too, man. All right, so this is how she's gonna find it. And I'll have this stuck in there. And then a mushy card, and I'm not gonna read it to you. Okay. Happy Valentine's Day. what I'm going to do with them pampers. Yeah, it was very important. Of course, I can't remember. So, we may have some serious stuff kicking off over in Ukraine. You know, we have sent, I don't know what the number is, but it's close to 10,000 troops and massive quantities of equipment over in that area. We have ships headed that way. I believe Mr. Potato Head is going to get us involved in another major war. So, top off your preps. That's all I'm going to say about that. Let's go see if Roof Cat is available. God, it is cold. Cold, 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 cold. Next Thursday is a major mass burial of, it's a long story. There was 13 deceased veterans. I may have mentioned this to you. I need both hands, so I'll be right back. There you are. It's so good to see you. Whenever it's this cold, I worry that you're just not going to make it through the cold. $10 or $11. I think she's probably closer to 11 by now. Here you go. Here you go. Breezy, no. All right. Let's see. There you go. I don't want to give her all these. I'll just stick them in there. Okay, kitty, come on. Oh no, you're Breezy. You gotta get here, Breezy. Get in. Come on, Breezy. Let's go. Come on. There you go. Okay, kitty. It's all yours. Well, anyway, there's veterans that lay their remains laid unclaimed for a long time in funeral homes because they had no family. And the funeral, the mass funeral for 13 of them is going to be on the 17th at the Veterans Cemetery in Keithville. And there's like 90% chance of major storms all day. And I'm probably just going to go in my pickup truck with a umbrella. But I am going to be there. All right, kitty. I will leave you alone, sweetie. See you tomorrow.